Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. We had Deku. We also had a lot. Gotham has been thrown into chaos for well over a month, and Scarecrow has been brought off of the table. And Gotham's bosses, they are still on top. However, right now, they're fighting for territory because Scarecrow, with him off the table, his, well, town, you can call it, the small little area of Gotham he controlled, it now needs somebody to rule it. And the villains, they want to take over that side of town. Now, Deku went to go see Harley Quinn, but whenever he went to go find Poison Ivy, because the two were always together whenever he saw them, he discovered something. Harley went to go try and find Mr. J, and Mr. J was different. Whenever she tried to leave him this time, she couldn't get away. And Ivy is concerned. She wants Batman's help. And Deku? He is willing to give out this help. Harley is a victim of the Joker. He can understand that. But redeeming her, he's not sure of. Maybe putting another bolt in that clown, it could do him very good for some therapeutic reasons. But maybe Harley could be the one to take him down. Who knows? He may get lucky and not have to pull the trigger again. And Deku? He's concerned. However, there also is Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon. Batman does not kill. Deku is dressed as Batman. He's been compliant, and he has been doing his own good. And that has told him quite a bit. However, right now, Barbara, she's concerned about how she can even trust Deku, because of him lying. And Dick, he can trust Deku, but he also is wary of him. He's still waiting for Bruce to come back, wherever he might be. Bruce Wayne is still alive. He has to believe that. Now, we currently do pick up with them all in the Batcave, as Deku, he currently does get to drive a vehicle into the Batcave. And Tim, he does get a turn. Him going to hear it enter the cave. And everybody, they do get to get their mask on, because clearly this is going to be annoying. And there actually is Duke and Harper. These two, they are now in the Bat family. Duke was let in on the secret. He tried to go out and protect his city. And Harper, she's done some bad. Picked up the guns and killed. Don't do that. She needs to be set on the right path. And Dick is trying to help out. However, whenever Deku is going to get out of the car, a lot of people do see him. Him walking over to the trunk as he turns to all of them. Seeing them all in their mask, as Deku is going to bring his hand down and unlock it. Going to open it up as he is going to bring his hand out. And Ivy, she goes to reach her hand out and put it onto the vehicle. Going to climb out herself as everybody, they do get to see Poison Ivy. Her looking around. Ow. Slow down, asshole. Welcome to the Batcave. Yeah, right. Oh, fuck me, this place is an actual cave. Yeah. You know, I've heard rumors of this. Is that a giant dinosaur? Yeah. Ivy going to turn and see members of the Bat family. And hosting open auditions now, Batman? No. Well, isn't this interesting? So, you got a boy wonder dressed as the Batman. Her staring at Dick. And Dick, he does try to wipe the smile off of his face. And she is going to turn back, expressing to them. She's willing to work, yeah, but locking her in a trunk, that's a deal breaker. And Deku does try to tell her about finding Harley as their priority. Now, the Bat family does try to make a few plans, along with even the Arrow family that is working in Gotham. You have the Penguin, and you even have Bane. You have Hugo Strange in Arkham. You also have Mr. Freeze, you have Killer Croc, and, well, Black Mask. I might be missing somebody there, but I don't know who. And right now, the Vigilantes, they're all trying to figure out what to do. Penguin and Mask, they can be taken down easier. But Bane and Croc, those are two different things. And Deku, while he does want to take on Croc, there is also the fact that they want to find Harley. Harley is a priority, and Deku, that means he's put Joker as his priority. And Dick, he's still worried about even letting Deku get close to this, because he knows what happened last time. And Barbara herself, she wants to talk about what happened. But Deku, he does even bring up a few things. He has an idea for taking down Mr. Freeze. If he goes to talk to the man, he's pretty sure he can strike an agreement. And that man will be on their side. At least hand over some of his weaponry to make things a bit easier. And everybody, they're confused. Him expressing, he'll talk to Freeze and get him to give up his territory. When that's put on the table, they can set a trap for the first person who comes knocking for it. However, until then, he wants to try a scheme. He knows that Joker wants Batman. So, what if Poison Ivy has Batman and she wants Joker to hand the man over? So, it tells you quite a bit. A trade. Batman for Harley. It's quite simple. Set the trap, and you got it. Now, Deku does offer to be the bait, and Dick, he's not up for this. He tries to at least talk about it. He'll be the bait for the trap, while Deku, he goes after Freeze. When that's all done with him, how about he tries to rendezvous and talk with them? He tries to hunt down the Joker and track him, because he does want to make it quite clear. Him stepping forwards. As Batman, he does Mad Dog Batman. That there will be no killing in this operation. And Harley? Not Harley. And Poison Ivy does it turn her head staring directly at Batman. If that guy's killed, then he's not the real Batman. But if he's not Batman and the Boy Wonder is dressed as... Oh, shit. Batman's dead. That being on our mind. And right now, we do actually cut over to Deku, who, he went to go speak to Mr. Freeze. And the man, he was busy working on his lab. He was trying to find the right components, the right ingredients, the cure for her condition. He needed to find it. Whenever he finds it, his wife will have time. They will have time. Her condition might be able to be cured, but that might be a more permanent matter. But as long as she is alive, her just sitting there frozen in that ice, as pretty as she is, she's not a statue. She's a bird caged, and he wants her to go out and sing her song, spread her wings and fly, be free from her curse. However, he is willing to sit behind in Arkham. The moment he has her cured, he's willing to turn himself in, rot behind bars, and let her be happy. Because if they could escape this together, they would always be on the run. And everything he's done to try and save her, will she look at him the same way? That being what he does think, as he does sit there mixing chemicals together. Evening, Batman. Deku sitting there in the window, as Mr. Freeze is going to talk about it. He doesn't have any schemes, if that's what he's wondering. No goons, just still working on his cure. And he'd like to be left in peace. His wife, she might have all the time in the world inside that ice, but he doesn't. One day he'll die, and he does want to create a cure before that has happened. And Deku just sit there, before telling Mr. Freeze, what if he knew of a cure? The man going to freeze, as he has to turn and set down his chemicals, expressing, impossible. What if I had a miracle cure? A miracle is just that, Batman, a miracle. And I would also like to say, too good to be true. Awfully convenient of you, don't you say? No, because it's just been sitting there the whole time. Just you didn't know about it. And what don't I know of? Dionysium. Dionysium. Yes. A chemical compound. It can bring people back from the dead, rejuvenate the body, keep you alive for centuries. Dionysium. This component is rare, and in small enough doses it has been known to the world's most expensive beauty product. Excuse me? Dionysium is rare. Even then, it is also unstable. If it does exactly what you say it does, in its form I've seen, it's nothing like that. Yes, because this Dionysium is pure, not tainted, diluted, how we see it as today. Interesting. And any proof you can give me? I'm a walking dead man. I'm alive because of it. Batman, you being immortal is not something I would have predicted. I'm not Batman. I see. Who are you? A friend. Now, if I can get you a sample of this Dionysium, it can cure your wife's condition. It can also bring people back from the dead, cure every type of cancer, stop disease, birth defects. But the trade-off is bad. But there is a cure for that. Trade-off. The madness. Oh, I see. But she is not dead. Then she shouldn't have a problem. Then again, there is still a possibility. The pit messes with your head. I am willing to take this chance, if it will ensure she stays safe and alive. What do you need me to do? This exchange must be costly. Now, Deku, he would go over the information. He wants him to give up the territory. Do that, he can get him a sample of Dionysium. He can create a cure and give it to his wife. Though, he will have to pull some strings, talk to certain people. He can't guarantee it, but he will try. Because as a backup, he's willing to use what might remain in his blood to help out. And Mr. Freeze, he does go to agree. And right now, we do actually have where Deku, he's making his way from rooftop to rooftop. And sadly, he's decided he has to make a phone call. Now, we do actually have over at the League of Assassins, where somebody, they do to stand up. Them walking over to the phone and seeing exactly who is calling them. And they do to smile a bit before going to answer the phone. Hello, my beloved. I tell ya. My, I did not expect your call. Are you coming home? I've definitely been quite lonely. Tell ya, sadly this isn't a booty call. It's work. Phooey. Such a shame. So why might you be calling me? I assume work is interesting then. I need a sample of the Lazarus pit. I need a cup of water. Excuse me, but do you even really know what you're asking? I do. You're asking me to take from the Lazarus pit. My father is highly protective of this. I know, but he allowed me to dive into the pit. I'm asking for some of the water. Just some. Doesn't even have to be a cup. I see. And why would you like some of it? Let's just call it insurance. I see. I will ask my father. See what we can do. But, beloved, yes, Dahlia, I do have to say, I would like you to visit me more. Come see me. I do still remember our nights and Talia. Yes, you need to know. I might come by and visit you, but I would have to have certain incentive. I see. So, you want some of the water in exchange for guarantee? You could say that. But I mean, it also is interesting, don't you agree? It is an uncertainty, but I will try. That's all I'm asking. Oh, and dear beloved. Yes, Talia? Never mind. I do not believe that is important at the moment. Now, Talia is going to leave. Her going to hang up, as she is going to leave her room and go to talk to her father. This definitely is interesting. It must be all the work. It must be his time. It must be interesting. He's spent so much time as Batman, the great detective, and he's been injured. He wants to make sure he can't die again. That must be what that conversation was about. And Talia? Yeah. She just gotta get to work. And right now the Bat family, they try to get to work as well. Ivy, she does gotta give a statement. She expresses how she does have Batman basically by the balls. And she wants to make an exchange with the Joker. She wants Harley Quinn unharmed. She wants Harley Quinn alive. She wants Harley Quinn in one piece. She wants Harley Quinn not any way harmed or affected by the Joker. And she does have to specify, because the Joker, he'll always find some way to cheat, lie, or mess things up. He might be an honest man, or, well, an honest sociopath, but a good person, that's not at all on the list. Now, Joker, he does get to hear about Poison Ivy, her with the big bad Batman. And Joker, he's definitely amused. He's curious to see what exactly might happen here. And Harley, well, Harley, sadly, she has been harmed. Sadly, a few things have happened, and Mr. J, he is intrigued. And tonight he does get to reach out, as there is, where he does try to talk to Ivy. Some of his goons being sent out. And whenever the goons are sent out, Harley, she is concerned. Ivy doesn't know what's going on. Ivy doesn't know that Mr. J, he's changed. He's not the same man he was before. And she's afraid. She's scared. This isn't her button. This isn't her, Mr. J. And Harley, she currently is crying. As the men who were sent after Batman, they arrive at the location. And whenever they do go inside, Harley does should express she wanted to speak to the Joker in person. And Mr. J, he does go to step out of his vehicle. Him going to raise his hat and smile. As Ivy does stare at the Joker. No way. Now, we do actually have on a rooftop where someone, they do go to stare down, and they're watching. They're watching very, very intensely. And they're stunned. Deku watches the man move. He watches the man smile. He watches the man laugh. And it is him. That's the Joker. Alive and breathing. How? He took his head off. That on Deku's mind. And there actually is Barbara. Barbara, she's actually scared. Being here again, she thought she could handle it. But looking down and seeing the man, seeing his smile, seeing him just here, hearing his laughter, it's just so. Barbara panicking. And she's alarmed. The Joker's alive. The Joker's alive. And he's here. Her breathing heavily. Right now, she can't figure out what to do. And Deku? He's the one who does go to leap into action. As Dick, he does go to break free from his restraints. And Ivy does go to lash out her vines. Her capturing the men as Joker, he went to go bring his hand up to his flower on his jacket. Him going to press a button as currently he does going to throw acid towards Ivy. And right now Joker does going to move around his body. The acid being sprayed as the vines that do approach him, they do go to recoil in pain. And Ivy, yeah, she just stare at the Joker. As Joker is going to bring up his hand and pull the trigger on a gun. It's blasting out a bang at Ivy. Her staring at it. As Joker, he stares at her before to aim down, and pressing the button again. This time, the flag being shot out towards Ivy's chest. And Ivy does get to grab it out of the air with a vine. As Joker is going to turn back around and yell at a group of people at the cars to come over here and shoot this lady. Now, Joker, let this happen, Batman broke free. And as his attention was focused on them, there was somebody else who came flying down and landing on the Joker. Deku landing hard and smashing Joker against the car, throwing his head into it as his head went through the window. Deku pulling the Joker back, and the Joker is going to turn, staring directly at Deku. And Deku just stares at the Joker with those eyes, the angry eyes. And Joker is going to smile, before yelling at him. Hello, Isuku! Now, Deku does look surprised, as Joker is going to throw up his hand. Him slashing Deku across the chest, as Deku is going to step backwards. Him grabbing at his chest, as Joker, he does a step forwards, bringing up a gun. And Deku, he does a throw down his hand, smacking the gun. The bullet being shot down into the ground. As Deku, he doesn't feel a knife get stabbed into his side. Deku bring up his hands and smashing the Joker on both sides of his ears. As Deku is then going to reach his hands out, grabbing onto the Joker, rushing forwards and smashing him down into another vehicle. Before, he does grab onto the car door, him ripping it open and smashing the Joker's head inside of it. As Joker, he does nothing but laugh. And the men, they do continue laughing as well. Now, eventually all of the men, they sit there restrained, with wide, unnatural grins. And the ones who do go to retreat, they do so out of fear. If they're caught, they'll be made to laugh. But if they run, the Joker will find them. So it's time to get out of Arkham, or time to get out of Gotham. Now, Well, Deku and everybody, they do restrain and get some of these men here. There is Deku. Deku has the Joker, and right now the man is lay there, beaten, bloody, and handcuffed. His hands, feet, and Deku, he took the man's jacket. He made sure to thoroughly search the Joker for any weapons. Now, the clown, he is not laughing anymore. However, he is talking about a number of things. And currently, we do actually have in the Batmobile, where Tim, he sits in the back seat with the Joker, and Batman is driving, but Deku is in the passenger seat. They're making their way to Gotham PD, and right now, they need to get the Joker locked up somewhere. They take him back to the Batcave, but that might be what he wants. Here at the police station, there are people who can guard him, make sure he's safe, because even at the Batcave, there's someone there with an interest in killing the Joker. Now, we do actually have Barbara. Barbara was able to be calmed down earlier. However, Harper was confused about what was going on, and she tried to explain. She basically had to tell Harper that she was Barbara Gordon, because she explained to her about how the Joker captured her one day and tortured her. And Harper, yeah, the way she described it, she heard a bit about it from what happened to Barbara Gordon. So these two being the same person does make a bit more sense. Now, Harper is just confused though. She wants to know why they don't just kill the Joker. And Barbara, she herself is trying to reason with her own mind. She wants the Joker dead, but she wants him to rot. And Deku, he's going to be at the police station with Joker. She needs to get there and figure this all out, solve the problem, and get things sorted out. And Deku, he needs to get that cure to Mr. Freeze. However, Ra's al Ghul, he's a bit more intrigued. He wants to understand why Deku, he's trying to call in favors. He does know that this request, it will leave him with one thing: a debt to Ra's al Ghul, a debt to the Demon Reborn. And he does tell Deku. However, Deku, he does come back to the League about what this does mean. Ra's al Ghul holding the vial out to Deku. As Deku, he does go to bring his hand up to grab it. Ra's al Ghul bringing his other hand up and grabbing onto Deku's arm, expressing, Izuku does need to understand. The moment he lets go of this vial, it is his. However, the responsibility that does come with is a debt. He does need to know. He will call on him one day. He will ask this debt be repaid. Does Izuku understand? And Deku, he stared at Ra's al Ghul. As the man, he nodded and released his hand from the container. And Deku, he went to go leave. But he did have an interesting time. He came, he saw, he conquered. And a lot happened here. Now, Deku, he went back to Gotham. And right now a man, he does sit there on a rooftop. Him looking at the city below. It's definitely an interesting place. It's definitely something, isn't it? Gotham City. A lovely city full of criminals. A beautiful place, but terrible people. He sits outside of all that though. He's definitely intrigued about a number of things. But the villains, them taking over, they want to kill the Batman. He doesn't want that. Batman cannot die. And the outsider, he's going to make sure he prevents that from happening. As the man is going to jump from his rooftop. And he needs to get to work. Gotham's been left unprotected. And while the heroes have been doing good, some of the bigger fish, they need to be fried. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. To have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.